In this exciting video, for us at least, we will show you how we replaced our old, somewhat difficult to use sail cover with a nice, clean, new, and easier to use sail pack. We were inspired to do this by watching the Sailrite video on sewing your own sail pack. There are a lot of steps involved, but it looked so straightforward and easy that we decided to take on that project. It's important for you to know this is not a sponsored video. Sailrite has no idea that I'm doing this video, and they have not given any consideration to us for anything that I'm saying here. As always, we welcome comments. If you have any questions about how we did this project, or there are things you'd like to see us explain in more detail, please comment down below. I called a few local canvas shops, and the rough estimates for a new sail pack for our boat were about the same cost as buying the Sailrite sewing machine and the materials for the pack itself. That's not surprising really, because labor is expensive, but we decided that for about the same cost we could sew the pack ourselves and get to keep a versatile sewing machine. If you've ever sewn a straight seam with a sewing machine, I promise you that you can sew your own sail pack using the techniques shown in the Sailrite videos. We elected to buy a sail pack assembly from Sailrite, see the link in the description below, because we didn't want to mess around with too many measurements and calculations. The kit came with literally everything we needed, even thread, and cost about $500 US, which is about $675 Canadian. We were able to do the entire project, and we even have a generous amount of fabric left over for other projects we're looking at. We aren't trying to recreate the instructional videos available from Sailrite. We did use that video as a reference many times while making our sail pack, and we would strongly encourage you to view their video for details. We filmed a lot of detail on how we sewed our sail pack, focusing on the modifications and changes that we made to Sailrite's basic design. We're going to publish a separate in-depth video on our Sewing with Intention series if you're interested in that detail. For this video, though, we're going to focus solely on the installation of the sail pack.
Hi there, back on board Intention, and we're now, I've finished sewing 95% of the sail pack, but we're trying to mount it on the boom. And so we have to do a little bit of experimentation. The model that I'm going to follow is to use these Dacron strips that I've sewn one sample one on here. It will then have a grommet attached to it that will go to a twist lock fastener on the other side. What I'm going to do now is show you the detail of how that Dacron strip is going to work. So if you notice in here, this cul-de-sac channel here is where the bolt rope for the foot of the sail travels, and there's room under that bolt rope. There's actually quite a bit of room, and we're going to slide those Dacron strips under this bolt rope and then slide them along the boom. But if you come with me, Donna, I'll show you a challenge we have.
Just one challenge, John.
Just one challenge. This is part of why this project has taken us so long. We have our reefing lines here. The reefing lines go around the boom, and they have an eye splice here that they loop through and then go up through the sail, down to the back of the boom, and then forward to the front of the boom, down to turning blocks, and then back to the cockpit. I don't really want to de-rig all of that in order to get the sail pack on. So what we've done is eased them out and opened up that eye as much as we can, thinking we'll be able to get that whole sail pack through. As long as we can do that, then we're golden. Okay, this is one of the reasons why you dry fit things before you finish assembly. What we discovered is that while we can feed those Dacron strips through the bolt rope all the way to the aft of the boom here, because of the way that these reefing lines are run, what we'd need to do is either take the reefing lines out completely and then rig them back through the boom, or we need to find a different way to attach the sail pack aft of the black reefing line there. That's the third reefing line. We need to find a way to attach the sail pack from there back. What we're going to do is just follow one of Sailrite's recommendations, which is to cut small slots in the bottom of the sail. It's going to be in a place on the sail that is actually already well reinforced. We're only going to need to cut 3. There will be one between the third and second reefing point, and between the second and first reefing point, and then possibly one at the very aft part of the sail pack. So that's what we're going to do, and that should finish this project. The next... Hi there! So, very exciting day today on board Intention. We have here our finished sail pack. We're going to attach it to the boom, and one of the things I want to do is show you what the existing sail cover looks like, and I'm going to do a time lapse that shows us taking the sail cover off, and then we're going to put it back on. That's going to be the last time we're going to do that, and we'll keep track of how long it takes to do those things, and then we'll install the sail pack. I'm not going to show much video of that, and then we'll show you how beautiful it looks when it's all done.
Yay!
Yay!
Bye!
Bye. So this is a pan of the old sail pack, or sail cover. You can see that it is worn out in places, and we've got a couple of places, 3 places where the lazy jacks have to have zippers around them to let them go through. And then we go up forward to the mast, and there's a big zipper here to undo, and you can see the zipper is starting to come off the sail cover here. If you look, you can see that there is some mold growing, or mildew growing, on the sail pack, and the sail pack is held together underneath with 9 of these twist lock fasteners. So that sail pack is going to come off, and I'm going to show the time lapse of that now. So that actually went much faster than usual. Donna and I agree that partly we're well rested. We haven't gone out sailing for 5 hours and just really want to go home or get something to eat. So it took us about 4 minutes, and that's a best case scenario, to take the sail pack, or the sail cover, off. And then it took us about 4.5 minutes to put it back. One thing you'll notice we did was we moved our Traveler all the way to one side. In this case, we moved it to port. That gave us better access without having to reach all the way across the Dodger here for most of the stuff. So yeah, so about 8+ minutes, 8.5 minutes, best case scenario. Probably more like 10 to 15 for doing both. So now we're going to install the sail pack. Hi there. So we have installed most of the sail pack under the bolt rope on the sail. We have 3 spots where we have reefing lines, and I need to cut a slot, 2 slots where I need to cut a slot in the sail to pass the webbing support underneath. So I'm going to use our handy dandy hot knife. I've already marked it there, and Donna's going to film me doing one, and then we'll have the other one already done. It's quite windy today, so. There. So by using the hot knife, we've actually sealed the Dacron, and we're cutting the slot in a spot that's reinforced. There are, as far as I can tell, 8 layers of Dacron there. So it should hold up pretty well. And this is what the sail pack now looks like. It's much cleaner than the old sail cover. I haven't finished the final rigging of it, so up here these 2 straps are going to be attached up onto the topping lift there. There's a couple of D-rings here that are going to get attached back to this tail piece, and then up at the front there's also a couple of changes we're going to make, but aside from that, it's all done. We can move the cam cleats for the lazy jacks back into the cockpit down here, and I already have the Dyneema turning points, low friction ring turning points for the lines to bring them back to the cockpit, so we can ease and harden the lazy jacks from the cockpit now. So we are done. Well, we're almost done the sail pack, and we are very, very happy with the way it turned out.
We spent a total of about 16 hours laying out, measuring, cutting, and sewing the panels. There was nothing challenging about any of that. The biggest issue we had was how to attach the sail pack to the boom. So our takeaway for you is raise your mainsail and look at the foot of your sail. We actually wasted a lot of time analyzing different attachment methods, including drilling 40 holes to directly screw twist lock fasteners to our boom. And we only abandoned that approach at the 11th hour to go back to the original bolt rope strap model instead. Know your mainsail early, and you can probably finish this project in a dedicated weekend. We did wind up purchasing an additional $250 worth of various items. Most of that was spent on the fiberglass battens that we used, bringing the project's total price to about $925 Canadian. We figure that's quite reasonable, and this sail pack should last us for many years. We've only used the sail pack once, but it already seems much easier to use than the old sail cover. We are thrilled with the results. Thanks for watching.